My dear child, authorities recently made a startling discovery, one that is profoundly unsettling, within the trunk of a vehicle. And no, it was not a parcel brimming with cash, nor was it anything unlawful. It is considerably more alarming, as it contained a corpse. A corpse. Indeed, my dear child. Furthermore, this was no ordinary cadaver, but one that is intimately connected to you. So, whose remains are these? And how did they come to be therein? The plot thickens. Upon investigating the identity of the deceased, officials uncovered not a name but rather a photograph, and that photograph depicted you. The reason for this connection, along with the surrounding circumstances, will soon be unveiled in this message. Let us proceed. My dear child, indeed, it is accurate that authorities uncovered a body. However, it was not found in remote woods or distant locales, nor in a river or a secluded forest. Instead, it was located in the trunk of a car. Yes, my dear child, within the trunk of a vehicle situated in an ordinary parking lot. At first glance, everything appeared routine, devoid of suspicion. Yet within that trunk, the atmosphere shifted dramatically, revealing a most distressing reality. Now you may inquire about the identity of the deceased. That is precisely what I am prepared to elucidate. However, before you hasten to question, Lord, whose remains are they? How did they find their way there? I urge you to listen attentively, as there is something urgent and crucial that you must comprehend first. It involves the revelations the authorities made concerning that body. Yes, my dear child, for it is not solely the presence of the lifeless form that is shocking, rather, it is what accompanied that body that raises significant alarms. When investigators sought to ascertain the identity of the deceased, they anticipated discovering documents, a wallet, or some ordinary items. However, they found none of these, no identification, no name, no indication of the individual's identity. Instead, only a single item was discovered, your photograph. Yes, my child, your likeness was found on the person whose body rested within that trunk. But why? Why did this individual carry your image? What connection exists between you and this enigma? This is what I intend to disclose, and every relevant detail will be revealed in this very communication. Therefore, if you are prepared, grant me your attention for the next 8 minutes, for I shall unveil everything. Now let us delve deeper, my dear child, to uncover the full veracity behind this situation. I must transport you back several hours, for that is where our narrative truly commenced. Yes, my child, the events unfolded merely hours ago when authorities received a seemingly innocuous call. A resident reported that a vehicle had been left parked near their residence for several days. Accordingly, police officers were dispatched to the scene, accompanied by a canine companion. Their expectations were low. Perhaps they would merely identify an abandoned car, possibly requisitioning it for towing or recording a report. They examined the vehicle, checking the doors and peering inside, finding everything to be unremarkable, nearly tedious. However, an unexpected turn occurred when the dog began incessantly pawing, barking, and signaling toward the trunk. Yes, my child, the dog drew the officer's attention multiple times, and this was the initial indication that something concealed within appeared far more sinister than it first appeared. Eventually, the officers unlocked the trunk, and upon doing so, they were rendered immobile, for there lay a body. Yes, my child, not hidden within dense foliage or alongside a roadway, but in plain view, stowed away in the trunk of a vehicle that had remained silently parked. What commenced as a routine inquiry morphed into a horrifying discovery. Furthermore, the deeper shock stemmed not merely from the existence of the corpse but from what was found accompanying it, as there was no wallet, no identification, nor a mobile device, merely one singular item. Carefully tucked within the belongings, they found a photograph that bore your likeness. Yes, my child, your image was held by the individual discovered lifeless in that trunk. But why was this the case? And whose remains were they? This is what I will expound upon next. Hence, if you are prepared to uncover the remainder of the truth, please lend me a few more minutes of your time, for the revelations shall now unfold. Let us commence, my child, by unveiling the identity of the deceased and the reason behind the presence of your photograph. I must take you back 3 nights to recount what transpired in the depths of the woods. Yes, 3 nights prior, these individuals were not lost nor aimlessly wandering. Their presence there was orchestrated by someone close to you, who directed them to that precise location. Imagine, my child, under the shroud of darkness, in an area where silence reigns supreme. In this secluded space, a clandestine meeting transpired between 2 figures amidst the trees devoid of illumination and sound. They exchanged whispered words, secrets never intended for the ears of the world. At that moment, 2 items changed hands. First, a bag laden with currency, its weight representing the burden of greed. The second item was none other than your photograph. Yes, my child, not a name, a sigil, or a location, but solely your visage. Your image became the token for that shadowy transaction, serving as both price and pledge. What was the reason behind your visage? What lies beneath your identity? What connects you to this physical vessel? These are the inquiries I intend to explore further. For my dear child, this was not an act of kindness, nor was it a charitable gesture, rather, it constituted a transaction. A transaction intended to ensure your silence, to safeguard secrets, and to facilitate an effort aimed at your erasure from existence. The individual possessing your image was neither a friend, nor an ally, nor a protector, they were merely an enforcer. Their mission was unambiguous, to muffle your voice, to terminate your narrative irrevocably. Yet here arises a convergence of human schemes and celestial authority. As noted in Job 5 verse 12, he thwarteth the plans of the shrewd, rendering their endeavors fruitless. Indeed, my child, they operated under the delusion that money could suppress the destiny I had foreordained for you. They presumed that your life was available for purchase, that your breath could be negotiated, and that their avarice could suffocate your very soul. However, they overlooked a fundamental truth: every clandestine transaction conducted in obscurity remains illuminated in my presence, every murmur, every transaction, every covert stratagem is laid bare before me. When the arrangement was concluded, both figures departed, each taking a divergent path. One returned home, brimming with confidence, convinced of the inevitability of their scheme, certain that their secret would remain concealed. The other, however, would never return. Yes, my child, one existence persisted, while the other was extinguished. The individual who bore your likeness was destined to never witness another dawn. But why did this occur? What fate befell that person? How did their journey conclude so abruptly? These are the revelations I am about to unveil. The one who departed with your photograph failed to arrive at their intended destination. Their journey was abruptly curtailed, not by mere chance or coincidence, but by a force surpassing their own designs. The scheme intended for your demise did not progress as anticipated. The snare they carried transformed into the very trap that ensnared them. Yes, my child, the strides they believed would culminate in your ruin instead led to their own demise. Now, their lifeless form lies in silence, concealed within a trunk, still gripping the crucial evidence, the photograph linking them to you. However, heed my words. That image no longer signifies peril, it now serves as a testament. A testament that the conspiracy concocted against you in secrecy could not prevail. For what was devised for your downfall has become a symbol of your safeguarding. Do you perceive this, my child? They presumed that wealth could silence you. They thought a mere photograph could seal your fate. Yet every transaction carried out in obscurity was still observed by eyes far superior to theirs. In the end, what persists is not their triumph, but their defeat. For it is stated in Isaiah 54 verse 17, "No weapon formed against you shall succeed." Yes, my child, no weapon, no secret agreement, no covert plan, no photograph exchanged in darkness, none can prosper against you when unseen forces are at work. Thus, I implore you, fear no conspiracy, fear no shadows. And fear no whispers uttered in the dark, for every adversarial plan shall falter before it reaches you. The body encased in the trunk, still clutching your likeness, is not merely a harrowing sight, it is a declaration. A sign that hidden intentions do not remain hidden. My precious child, the pressure you are expelling is not meant to dismantle you, I am employing it to refine you. I recognize that in the throes of adversity, it may appear to be crushing, overwhelming, as if it will annihilate you. Yet what you perceive as obliteration is, in my view, construction. I am utilizing every fragment of strain to shape you into the person you are destined to be. Child, I have heard your prayers, every anguished cry in the dead of night, every whispered supplication when you believed there was no one to listen, every tear-soaked request. I have acknowledged them all. Not one prayer has gone unheard. I am drawing forth your authentic self into the enlightenment of day. Through these trials, you are uncovering facets of yourself previously unknown, you are discovering strengths you did not recognize you possessed, faith that had lain dormant, and resilience that surprises even you. Through the crucible of adversity, I am revealing new avenues for placing trust in me, drawing ever closer to me. The placid paths have never taught you reliance upon me as the arduous ones have. The periods of ease have never driven you to your knees in supplication as the tumultuous ones have. Beloved child, once you learn to surrender your existence back to me, you will find the serenity you yearn for. Peace is not derived from exerting control over your circumstances, it is found in relinquishing them to me. Cease striving for dominion and begin to repose in mine. I love you, which is why I am not alleviating the pressure. I am using it to perfect you. Release control and allow me to fashion your masterpiece. Dearest child, a process of healing is on the horizon for you. This encompasses not solely physical restoration, as I will impart my rejuvenating power to every cell within your body. It also involves emotional healing, for I shall mend every fracture in your heart. You are destined for comprehensive healing, spirit, soul, and body, flowing toward you like an abundant river. I am revitalizing your health, replenishing your strength, and dismantling every chain that has sought to hinder your progress. That diagnosis is not the ultimate authority, I am. That persistent pain will not dictate your future, I will. The restrictions imposed by medical professionals do not govern your fate, I do. This illness is not eternal. What may appear as lasting is transient in my care. That state of depression is not your destiny, joy rightfully belongs to you. Hope is your inherent right, and peace is your allotted share. The challenges you face will not conclude your narrative, rather, victory is the concluding chapter that I am penning for your life. As you absorb these words, my power is coursing through you, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Sense it navigating your bloodstream, permeating your nervous system, and revitalizing every organ, muscle, and bone, offering healing to that which is damaged, completeness to what is fragmented, and renewal to what has been exhausted. Your body is being rejuvenated. Your mind is being refreshed. Your spirit is undergoing revival. Embrace your healing at this very moment.